Hey you, so this is going to be an update on the Dragon Phoenix Mint Error coin. So on this one, I'm just going to touch upon all the information I found out since I done my last video on this subject, and it's going to be the big question here: how many? So we're going to find out. We'll throw out some mintage numbers that I've come across from dealers through their own little Cluedo work, and basically throw it out there and share with you guys everything else I've come across. So let's get straight into this. It's going to be the big question everybody wants to know: how many of these error coins are there out there? So initially, the same dealer that gave me a lot of the information on these coins said that he was confident there was no more than 2,000 of these coins out there. So as I've been recently conversating with him, he's told me he's pretty confident, in fact very sure, that there's no more than 1,000. So I've said, is that capped maximum? He said if he's going to put a maximum on it, it would be 1,500, but he was very confident that there was no more than 1,000 of these mint error coins out there. Now, he was able to come to this information as he was one of the first dealers in Europe to get this coin. He was the first dealer in Europe to get this coin. I think he had about 6 boxes or so, and it's only once I brought it to his attention about the errors, he was able to go through the boxes and then realize in what order, as he still had a box from the very first and he was working his way down. He'd sold a box or so to another dealer. That dealer was able to have a few errors and so forth. So within them and all the other dealers that have had them within Europe, he himself has been able to come up with the number and the figure, and also just throughout the dealers that have had them in America and where people have been getting them. So I've heard a lot of people say either they believe that the errors are in such large quantity because they've seen so many people with them. But you need to remember, on a mintage of 50,000, if you've seen, I don't know, give or take 50 YouTube videos, or even people commenting in forums and so forth, that they have errors, how many errors are they saying they have? Now, from what I know, I only know of myself, who have a box of errors in quantity, another YouTuber that has confirmed another box, and another recent YouTuber, I believe he had 60, and he done an unboxing of a row. So that's going to be, within the two of us there, a couple of hundred. I've not seen or heard of any other YouTubers that, or anybody that's contacted me that has them in this quantity. Not even the dealer himself had this many errors in quantity. So when you're saying you're seeing so many out there, if it's an individual stating that they have made a row or 2 rows or a couple or 4 or 5 and so forth, you may be seeing individuals that are saying they have them, but how many do they have? If the quantities ain't there, you're just seeing a lot of individuals saying that they've had them. So you got to take that into account, especially when we're talking about a mintage of 50,000. So the dealer, very confident, that's the same dealer that's informed me that it was the very first batch, the very first wave that were errors. If you had the first coin, the rest would be confirmed. And these are all things, it's all speculation till it's known, but these are things that he's told me, and he was very confident. I mean, 100% confident he's told me, but I can only say it to you and sit and speculate and so forth. So just putting that out there. So they was able to come up with their Colombo work. Obviously, Perth Mint still has not got back. Now, I've been told it could be one of two things. Either the errors are so insignificant that they don't feel it's worth them saying something, but whether or not that's the case, there is an error or die variation out there that would be great if they can comment on. Now, no dealers have had a comment back from the Perth Mint. I know of one private individual that got a response back from the Perth Mint, and I'll show that response in a second. So they and another thing that's been confirmed is the Perth Mint were aware of the error variation and they altered it as soon as possible. Now, LPM didn't get a very large batch to begin with. They got a small batch and Perth Mint was waiting on a payment from them, and that's how everybody else was able to get theirs. They got theirs early because LPM wasn't able to put the payment through straight away. So that's what I've been told. So they didn't receive a large batch of errors and then so forth. Perth Mint had already found the batch of errors in-house. So this may be more of a boo-boo on there, in that a few, whether it be 1,000 and so forth, was able to even get out in the first place. So that is confirmed on their end as to why it's only been found in the first early batch. The dealer himself hasn't come. I know of no dealer that's had them again since, and especially if it's been brought to their attention. I know one individual that stated that he knew a dealer that wasn't aware of the errors and he was picking them up, but that's the only individual I've heard from or of stating on that. So that is a number on the infamous error coins to date, so forth. Purely speculation, but I'm very confident in what I've been told. And so putting it out there, it was, exact words, under 1,000. Close to 1,000, under 1,000. I said at absolute maximum, what would you say? 1,500, 1,500 for absolute maximum. So until the Perth Mint confirmed, that's a number you can put towards it. Now, I did have a gentleman that comments on my video, a real cool guy, and he said he had a source at the Perth Mint who had told him the Perth Mint mint in batches of 10,000. So as this was a 50,000 mintage coin, they would have done 5 batches. And now he told me that he'd heard from his contact that they became aware of the error on the 4th batch. That would have made it 40,000 error coins out there. But I've been told from contacts and sources I've been spoken to, that's a physical impossibility. No chance in any way would the Perth Mint make a boo-boo like that in such quantity. And also from what I'm about to show here, so I did have another individual who did contact me, and I'll just show this here now. I'm not sure if this was him. This is a source of the blog, the Perth Mint blog page. I've seen of it, but he sent me this link, and I don't know if he was asking about another coin, apparently the 2-coin Kookaburra set. So if you can see that, and then he says, and what the hell is going on with the Dragon of Phoenix coins? Some of the 50,000 pieces have mint errors. They have behind the neck and so forth. So he's spoke error to them and about their coins and where the errors are, and he's got a response from the Perth Mint. So this is the only individual, private or trade, that I've known that's got some type of response back from the Perth Mint. And so down there he did mention that they did not mention error or variation or anything. So it says, regarding the Dragon Phoenix, we are aware that some of the coins went out with a shiny area behind the neck. We cannot give you a precise number, but we believe it's a small part of the total mintage. Kind regards, blog team. So that's the only response that I know of that anybody's had from the Perth Mint themselves. So this is the blog Perth Mint, so they must represent the Perth Mint in some way. I mean, this is petty and it's really all there is, but this is all you can work with if you have one of these coins and you want some type of answer back from the mint. So that's the only thing we've heard back. So this confirms what the dealers said about it being on a very small mintage. So we'll never know until they can give a precise answer, and here it states that they cannot give a precise number, as it states there. But I mean, time will tell if they do come out and let us know what's happening with the situation there. But that's just that on the actual numbers for the mintage of the error coins. A few people have got back to me. They're selling well. I don't know what they're selling for. The dealers says they're selling very steadily with what they're selling for. I've seen a few other dealers put them up for some numbers and they flew straight off the shelf. Individuals telling me they're picking them up. When it comes to giving a projection on this coin, that's something I totally couldn't do. As I've mentioned before in one of the other update videos, it's one of those situations where it's a first. So if you're putting it in auction or whatever you're doing, you're going to be the benchmark. So you're putting whatever you want, it's going to be whatever the demand is. But now knowing or having some type of number to attach that is a good thing, because it gives you some type of confidence to say the error plus X, Y, and Z. You know, so people are stating that it's below 1,000, so you couldn't put 600 or something. So to be on the safe side, you put 1,000. So that's what I've been told, and that's what I'm pushing back out there. So it'll be real interesting to find out if anybody has come across any more. These are becoming very scarce and increasing in value now, rightfully so. I've heard of nobody getting any errors since. With coins like this, just like the other coins, your best bet is going to be with a dealer that isn't quite switched on at the moment or doesn't know what they have. I haven't come across a dealer like that since it's been put out, since I put out this video. In Europe, a lot of the European dealers are switched on. Anybody I conversate about this from any American dealers, haven't come across any. I don't even believe a lot of American dealers are holding on to them. I just don't believe they have any. So that just goes to reinforce that the numbers of these are so small. So I know a few European dealers that are holding on to, I believe they have 40 or so. And then there's dealers obviously that are selling them for pretty handsome prices, you know, give or take £80, so more. As for what I'm doing, I'm still just trying to complete and get another or where are we, another 2 rows of the normal. I'm not selling nothing at the moment, so I'll be holding on to these, but it's just real interesting to now have a number for the actual errors and take it from there. So anybody that wanted to know, there's the information. Once again, this is everything I found out since my last video. If I do find anything else out, I'll push it back out. If anybody does manage to get in contact with Perth Mint, it'd be great to know, or let me know, and I'll do another video from there. But apart from that, anybody knows anything, would love to contribute, please leave it in the comments. It'd be great if you go ahead and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.